What's going on, guys, and thanks for tuning in to the first of the Science Applied series here on the Flatline Fitness channel, where we take a look at some of the latest research and some of the scientific literature and break things down and see how we can apply that to our own training to enhance both our muscle growth or our performance, whatever our goal is here for our viewers watching the channel. So, a topic that has come to my attention recently is the idea of training timing. So I'm going to overlay some footage from our training earlier this week while we talk about this. So, what time of day is best for optimizing performance? Which athlete or competitor is getting the most gains from training in the morning or the evening? There's actually quite a bit of literature out there on this topic, primarily testing performance, but a handful have started to look at hypertrophy as well. We will focus in on these with a brief discussion of diurnal performance along the way. Diurnal meaning time of day here. One of the first studies to set out to examine chronic hypertrophy adaptations to training during the morning and evening was a 2009 research article by Celiak and colleagues that chose to examine the effects of training at either morning hours or evening hours on the growth of the quadriceps femoris muscle. This was done between 7 to 9 a.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. respectively, and took course over a 10-week period, which this should be a sufficient amount of time to induce hypertrophic responses in most lifters. What they found was a 2.7 increase in muscle cross-sectional area, which is a measure for muscle thickness, in the morning group after performing a variety of movements targeting the quadriceps for 10 weeks. The evening group saw similar improvements with a 3.6% average increase in cross-sectional area of the quadriceps femoris. Now, this did not amount to any statistical significance, but is interesting nonetheless. A more recent 2019 meta-analysis from Garrett and colleagues gave an in-depth look into 10 studies examining time-of-day effects on training adaptations. The results did find significant morning to evening differences in between individual testing times, with higher values in strength being found in the evening. It should be noted that this was acute differences in the training over a longer period of time, and either the morning or the evening resulted in no significant increase in strength between groups. A similar tale is being told there for muscle growth. Let me take a look at that. Analysis of the 5 studies examining the effect training timing had on muscle growth revealed similar increases in size regardless of the time of day that training took place. So, what about the literature saying that performance is increased in the evening hours? Should we have greater gains when training under peak performance times? While it is true that enhanced performance typically occurs during the evening, when compared acutely at least, these same assumptions don't seem to be true over the long term when applied to increasing muscle size. If you'd like to know more on the physiology behind why performance is enhanced in the evening, I'll link the studies mentioned in the description. What it boils down to is a daily increase in body temperature after waking, leading to enhanced cell signaling, increased calcium ion release in the muscles, leading to an increased contractile speed of the muscle. This is why we typically warm up before exercise, among other reasons that I'll go into more detail on a Flatline Fitness podcast. A relatively new concept coming out of this time of day training research is an idea of diurnal specificity. The idea that training during the same time of day that competition occurs will enhance performance at that specific time. Now, this is fairly new and more research is probably warranted here, so don't dive too much too deep into this yet. So in summary, what time of day is best for optimizing muscle growth? Well, it depends. I would say your best bet is to get into the gym and make sure you're getting your correct amount of volume in, because the literature does not seem to be showing any significant differences over a long period of time for morning trainees or evening trainees. Though that idea of diurnal specificity for people with more performance-based goals could be an interesting thing to look at if you know what time of day your competition is going to be occurring in. So that's all for today's video. If you guys like this kind of content, please feel free to leave me more ideas in the comments. If you have any more suggestions, leave those there as well. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see everyone next time.